What is Microsoft Word? Microsoft Word is a word processing software application developed by Microsoft. It allows users to create, edit, format, and save text-based document. Number 1. Advanced Formatting. Section break. A section break in Microsoft Word divides your document into separate sections. This allows you to apply different formatting options to each section. Columns. Columns in Microsoft Word are vertical divisions of your document where text flows from the top of one column to the bottom, then starts at the top of the next column. This is similar to how a newspaper or magazine is structured. Text wrapping. Text wrapping in MS Word refers to how text flows around an object, such as an image or a shape. It allows you to control the placement of text in relation to the object.
Advanced formatting. The advanced formatting can really elevate how you present an information. It depends on the medium you're working with, whether it's a document, presentation, or a website. And there is one of the examples of the advanced formatting, and one of it will be section break. Section break can manage a different layouts within the same documents. If you're going to use section break, if you're going to find it, you're going to locate it in the layout. Then go to the breaks, and as you can see, this is the section break. The page, the column, the text wrapping, and the section breaks is next page, continuous, and even page. If we're going to click the next page, it will be inserted to a new section of a new section of the new page. And now we are in the columns. Columns can create a multi-column layouts. If you're going to find the columns, you will see it in the layout, and you see the word columns. You're gonna click it, and you're gonna pick 1, 2, 3, left or right. There is a column in the page breaks. As you can see, it indicates that the text following column will begin in the next columns. But this is the column that the multi-column that can lay out more. You can pick 1, 2, 3, left or right. Next, the text wrapping. It controls how text flows around images and other objects. If you're going to find what text wrapping can do, you're going to put some pictures or other kind of downloads photos that you have inserted. Like for example, you can do it on your own device and pick up some other pictures. As you can see, if you're going to double click it, you're going to see the wrap text. You're going to place it whether you want it to go with the text or not. The position, you can line it with the text as I told you, or you can position in the left side and the right side or in the middle side. And you can move the pictures wherever you want.
Number 2. Tables and charts. Advanced table features. Microsoft Word offers a variety of advanced table features to enhance data representation and organization. Charts. Charts in Microsoft Word are graphical representation of data used to illustrate trends, patterns, and relationships within a dataset. They are a powerful tool for enhancing document clarity and understanding.
Tables and charts. Tables and charts in Microsoft Word are useful for presenting data in a structured and visually accessible way. You can create simple tables and apply it to the basic formatting to make your data clear and more engaging. Here are some features of it. The advanced table features: merge cells, split tables, and a table formulas. To create this, you're going to go in the inserts. Then, click the table and create some table many times you want. I'm going to create 3 by 3. I'm going to give an example by an apple and a banana. And I'm going to give some numbers of it, 12 and 13. And now, I'm going to give the banana a 15 and a 14. And now, if we're going to create a merge cells, you're going to click the all of it and go to the layouts. As you can see, you see the merge cells. It will merge into one. Let's see. As you can see, it merged into one. But if you click the split cells, you will going to choose how many columns of it and numbers of rows of it. I'm going to go in the 4. Then the rows will be let's make it 2. This will happen of it. But you can create a formula too. You know that. To create a table formula, click to the formula of it. Then go to the sum. Put sum of it. As you can see, you can create anything from the formula. You have to use a formula of it, like the average, sum, or accounts. Let's use the sum. Open the parentheses and above the banana and the apple and close it. Then number of formats or paste of the function. As you can see, if we're going to click it, this will happen. The table index cannot be 0. If we're going to click it to the apple or the banana, and what if we click it to the numbers that we give? Let's find out. If we're going to click on the 15 of the formula, the sum of the above, it will be 12, same as like this. And what if we go to the 12 and 12 by the apple and the banana and use the formula of the sum of the above? It will be 24 because you add on the above of the apple and the banana, and there will be the answer of it in the third row. Make sure to have a third row to present your own answers in above of it. Let's see on the second selection, it will, if it is like the same that we did on the 12 and 12 by the apple and the banana. Let's see. Add the formula, sum of the above, and press OK. It works.
Number 3. Graphics and Design. Smart Art. Smart Art is a feature in Microsoft Word that allows you to create visually appealing diagrams and charts to represent information in a clear and engaging way. Instead of relying solely on text, Smart Art helps you communicate complex ideas through graphics. Word Art. Word Art is a special text effect in Microsoft Word that allows you to style your text in various artistic ways. You can change the font, size, color, shape, and orientation of your text to create eye-catching designs. Shapes and icon. Shapes are versatile graphical elements that you can add to your Word documents to enhance visual appeal and clarity. Icons are small images that represent concepts or objects. They can be used to add visual interest, emphasize points, or provide quick visual cues.
Graphics and design. The graphics and design elements in Microsoft Word are a variety of tools and features you can use to enhance your document's visual appeal and functionality. Like Smart Art. Use Smart Art to create diagrams and organization charts. How are we going to use a Smart Art and how we're going to see it or locate it in the Microsoft Word? Go in the insert, then you will see the word Smart Art. It will visually communicate the information of it, the graphical list, and the process of the diagrams to more complex graphics such as Venn diagrams and more organization charts you're going to use. Let's click it. As you can see, you can get some other list of the Smart Arts. What are we going to pick? Let's pick this first, the basic block list. Then you're going to type your text wherever in any kind of table if you want to put it in the text in there. Like I'm going to put apple again, and in the other selection I'm going to put banana, and in the next section I will put peach, and I can even put grapes, even oranges. And after you going to put any kind of text, it will going to look like this. And how are we going to see the word art? Well, you're going to type any kind of word that you want. Orange. We're going to go in the orange. Then let's see what are the word art that can some do. It will be an artistic flair to our document by using a word art text box, right? You're going to click it and pick anything that you want. I'm going to click this because this is so good. This will happen. It will have an effects on it. And where is this shapes and icons that you can insert and format of it? You can locate it still in our own inserts. We see shapes. You can put a rectangle, or you can even put some other kind of shapes what that you want. And the icons was on the underneath of the shapes. You can click any kind of icons that you want. You can even pick a catalog people, stickers, illustration, cartoon people, or even your own images. I'm going to click on Apple. I'm going to insert it, and this will happen. You can now have your own an icon, and this is your icon. You can wrap it into text if you wanted to. You can even do it on your own.
Number 4. Reference and citation. Table of contents. A table of contents is a list of headings and subheadings within a document, along with their corresponding page numbers. It's like a roadmap that helps reader navigate through the document quickly and easily. Bibliography and citation. A bibliography is a list of all the sources you consulted while writing your document. It appears at the end of your document and provides details information about each source, such as the author, title, publication date, and publisher. A citation is a brief reference within your text to a specific source you use. It indicates to your reader where you found the information you're representing. There are different citation styles like APA, MLA, Chicago, and etc. Each with its own specific format for citations. Footnotes and endnotes. Footnotes and endnotes are used to provide additional information or citation within a document. Footnotes appear at the bottom of the page where the corresponding reference is made. Endnotes appear at the end of the document, typically after the main text but before any appendices.
References and citations. Managing references and citations effectively in a Microsoft Word is crucial for maintaining the academic and professional integrity. The Word offers various tools to help you insert, manage, and format references and the citations. And one of it is the table of contents. Automatically generate and update a table of contents. If you're going to create this, make sure you're going to create some variables or put or insert of it some kind of words that you want. Like I'm going to put Mark. And the next page, I'm going to put John. And the last page, I'm going to put Paul. And now, if we're going to create the table of the contents, we're going to go in the references and click the table of the contents. As you can see, this will be the heading 1, the heading 2, and the heading 3. And what we did is we put in our every heading mark and other kind of stuff. And make sure the word mark, you're going to click a heading of it. Just click the heading in the home button in every text that you create. Heading 1 and heading 1. And now, let's go back to the bibliography again. Go back to the references and the table of the contents. It says the heading 1, 2, and 3 will be enabled all the call text and the text of it. Let's try to click this out. And we did it. This is the table of the contents. As you can see, what we did in every heading, we put Mark, John, and Paul. And now, we're going to move in the bibliography and the citations of it. Manage sources and create some bibliographies. How we create a bibliography and the citation. Go to the references again, and we see the insert citation. You're going to click this and add a new source. This will going to ask you, and you're going to create a form of it. Like for example, the author of it will be Mark, and the title of it will be Die Hard, and the year of 2002, city of Taguig, and the publisher, it will be the director. Let's see if we're going to create this thing. There you have it. This is the citation. And what about the bibliography? You're just going to click this and click one of it, and this will be happened. As you can see, Mark is the author, and that is the year, and that is our title, The Die Hard, the city that we came from, and who published, the director. And now we're going to create the footnotes and the endnotes. We're just going to insert it and manage to the footnotes and the endnotes. As you can see, you will click the insert footnote. This is the footnote. Then you're going to click your citation, Die Hard by Mark 2002. And how you're going to create an endnote of it. Yeah, how you're going to create an endnote. Just click this. And remember to put our citation again, the Die Hard. And there you have it. As we compared, he has an open close parenthesis and a published in every mark of it. And that's it.
Number 5, collaboration. Track changes. Track changes is a powerful feature in Microsoft Word that allows you to see and manage modifications made to a document. It's invaluable for collaborative work, editing, and reviewing documents. Comments. Comments in Microsoft Word are like sticky notes or annotation that you can add to your document. They allow you to provide feedback, suggestion, or additional information without altering the main text. Real-time collaboration. Real-time collaboration in MS Word, also known as co-authoring, allows multiple people to work on the same document. Simultaneously, this means you can see changes made by others as they happen, and they can see your changes as well. It's like having a virtual writing session with your team.
The first step is go to the Review tab. By clicking the View tab, and you will find the track changes name. Then kapag pagka-click niyo nun, matatrack na yung mga napapalitan sa document mo. Next is how to add comment. Yan. Select the text you want to comment on. Next is go to Review tabs. Katabi lang siya ng View tab. Then type the comment do you want in the documents. Ginagamit ang comment para ma-navigate yung mga kasama mo kung ano yung mga pwede nilang gawin. Next is the real-time collaboration. In real-time collaboration, your first step is to save your document to OneDrive or any kind of storage. And next is by clicking the share in the top right corner of the Word windows. By clicking that, and next is invite people for putting their Gmail address in the text box ng invite people, and click send.
Number 6, macros and automation. Regarding macros, a macro is essentially a recorded sequence of action or commands that can be played back automatically to perform a task repeatedly. In Microsoft Word, you can record a series of actions such as formatting text, inserting images, or creating tables, and then assign the sequence to a button, keyboard shortcut, or even a custom menu item. Editing macros. Macros in Microsoft Word are essentially recorded sequence of action or commands that can be played back to automate repetitive tasks. Think of them as a mini program within Word.
Next is macros and automata. For this topic is tinuturo kung paano i-record at i-edit yung macros. First is recording macros. First, go to the View tabs. Then, in View tabs, makikita nyo sa gilid yung macros. And pagka-click nyo sa macros, may makikita kayong record macros ang nakalagay. Pagkatapos naman pagpindot ng record macros, maglalagay kayo ng pangalan ng macros nyo, tapos i-assign nyo yung button or keyboard shortcut na gusto nyo. By clicking OK, pwede na kayo mag-perform ng action you want to automate. Word will record this action. Parang ganyan lang. Next naman is for editing macros. Magkapas lang sila ng same. Nasa View tabs din siya. Tapos pupunta ka rin sa macros. Tapos pagkapindot mo sa macros, may makikita ang View, macros, tapos edit. Tapos may lalabas na lang na may lalabas na lang na sa screen nyo kung saan kayo mag-edit ng code na ilalagay nyo for Visual Basic.
Number 7. Forms and fields. Form controls. Form controls are interactive elements that you can add to a Word document to create forms. These controls allows user to input information, select options, or perform action within the document. Fields. Fields are placeholders in a Word document that automatically display specific information. This information that can be dynamic, meaning it can change based on certain conditions or updates.
Next is form and fields. First is form control. First step is go to the developer tab. Kailangan nyo munang i-enable yung developer tab para lumabas to sa inyong ribbon. Para ituturo na lang next step yun. Next, makikita nyo in developer tab. Go into the control group. Sa control group, may makikita kayong may mga maliliit na box dyan. Doon kayo pipili kung ano yung mga gusto nyong ilagay. Text box, check box, and drop list box. Next is for fields naman. Fields. For fields naman, i-click mo muna sa document mo yung yung mouse, then go to the insert tabs. And the insert tabs, may makikita kayong quick part of pangalan. Pagka-pindot nyo lang doon, may lalabas na fields. Pagka-pindot nyo sa fields dialog box, tapos pipili na lang kayo doon kung ano yung mga ilalagay nyo sa documents nyo.
Number 8. Mail merge. Mail merge. Mail merge is a powerful tool in Microsoft Word that allows you to create personalized documents in bulk image, sending out hundreds of letters, each addressed to a different person with their specific information.
Next naman is mail merge. Sa mail merge, first step is go to the mailing tabs. In the mailing tabs, may makikita kayo nakasulat na start mail merge. Pagkakita nyo sa start mail merge, pindutin nyo lang yon and choose any document type na gusto nyo. Letters, email, kahit ano yan. Next step naman is bago or meron na ba sa Excel files o kaya sa another source. Yan. To insert mail field by clicking the insert mail page. Tapos i-choose nyo yung mga data source nyo doon. Doon nyo i-click yung mga nakalagay ng mga data na nakalagay sa sa source code nyo. Tapos pagkatapos nyan, click the finish merge and choose how to finalize the merge.
Number 9. Protecting documents. Restricting editing. Restricting editing in Microsoft Word is a feature that allows you to control who can make changes to a document and what kind of change they can make. Password protection. Password protection in Microsoft Word is a security feature that allows you to safeguard your document by requiring a password to open or modify it. This prevents unauthorized access and ensures the confidentiality of your content. And for the next step is protecting documents. First, ang una natin gagawin is magre-restricting tayo ng editing. At ito naman yung step natin paano mag-restrict. First na punta muna tayo sa developer dito makikita natin sa taas. Tapos dito naman sa bandang gitna makikita natin yung restricting editing. I-click lang natin yung restricting editing tapos lalabas siya dito sa gilid. Tapos after nyan, pwede tayong mamili sa dalawa, formatting restriction or editing restriction. i-click lang natin tong checkbox kung gusto natin siya isama. Example na ito, itong number 10, editing restriction. May tab dito, may pagpipilian na kung anong gusto nating restriction nung gawin. Pwedeng comments, filling in forms, track changes or no changes, read only. Gagawin natin is read only. After nyan, ilalabas na exception, pero optional lang siya, pwede nyo hindi na gawin. After nyan, pag yan lang yung gusto nyo restrict, proceed na tayo sa next step is itong number 3, start enforcement. Tapos click natin yung yes. Tapos may magpa-pop up, maglalagay lang tayo ng password. After maglagay, okay. Tapos yun, okay na yun, nakapag-start na yung restricting. Tapos kung gusto nyo naman i-stop, yung data may nakalagay naman sa baba, stop protection, tapos yung password lang na nilagay na kanina. Tapos click nyo okay, tapos yun eh. Next step is password protection. First, pupunta tayo sa file dito sa may pinakaunang tab. After yun, may makikita tayong info. Click nyo lang yung info, tapos itong protect document, click nyo lang to. Tapos may makikita tayong encrypted password. Click nyo lang to, tapos maglalagay ka ng password. Tapos re-enter nyo lang ulit. Tapos after nyo ma-protect yan, babalik tayo sa protecting documents. Or kung ano man yung nilagay yung documents. Close muna natin. Save. Balik tayo sa Word. After yan, click ulit natin yung protecting documents. Tapos may magpa-pop up na password. Tapos kung ano yung nilagay yung password kanina, yun lang din nilalagay nyo. Tapos after nun, okay na. Mag-show na yung nilalaman ng documents. Tapos kung gusto nyo naman na listen, punta lang ulit kayo doon, info, protect documents, tapos encrypted password. Tanggalin nyo lang to, tapos okay nyo na. Tapos okay.
Number 10, Advanced Document Management. Master Documents. A master document in Microsoft Word is a container for multiple individual documents called subdocuments. Think of it as a table of contents that links to a different chapter or section of a book. Version control. Version control in Microsoft Word is a feature that allows you to track and manage different versions of a document over time. This is particularly useful for collaborative projects or when you need to revert to a previous state of the document.
And for the next topic is advanced document management. First step is master documents. First we go to view, click the view, and then makikita natin dito sa left side yung outline. Click lang natin yung outline. Tapos dito may show documents, click lang din natin. Tapos pwede tayong mag-create or insert. Example is insert. Tapos may makikita tayong documents, open lang natin. After natin ma-open, yes to all. Tapos magpa-pop up dito yung laman ng documents. Yan, after nyan, ito na yung first step. Ito na yung first step. After is version control, punta lang tayo sa file. Tapos punta tayo sa info. Dito. Wala pang pagbabago kasi bagong gawa lang yung documents. Wala pang nasisave na kahit ano, kaya wala siyang pagbabago. Yun lang yung nilalaman ng yung version control.
Number 11, Advanced Customization. Customizing the ribbon. Customizing the ribbon in Microsoft Word allows you to tailor the interface to your specific needs and preference by rearranging, adding, or removing commands. You can create a more efficient and personalized workspace. Quick Access Toolbar.
The Quick Access toolbar is a customizable toolbar located at the top left corner of your Word document. It provides quick access to commonly used commands independent of which tab is currently selected on the ribbon. Ang next natin is Advanced Customization. Ang gagawin lang natin dyan is mag-right click tayo dito sa may tab. Right click, tapos may makikita tayong Customize the ribbon. Click lang natin yan, tapos pwede tayong mamili dito ng mga gusto nating ilagay. Tapos pwede rin natin all commands para lahat na makikita natin. Pili lang kayo dyan ng mga kailangan nyo. Tapos pag nakapili naman na kayo, click nyo yan. Sanap lang kayo dito kung saan nyo gusto ilagay. Kunwari sa home. Tapos or gawa tayo ng new tab. Tapos add natin yung create PDF. Tapos okay. Tapos makikita naman natin dito sa may tab ng home is nandito na yung create ng PDF. Para naman sa quick access toolbar, ganoon lang din ang gagawin natin. Right click lang natin, customize the ribbon, tapos may makikita tayo sa baba ng customize ribbon is itong quick access toolbar. Ganun lang din gagawin natin. Hindi tayong mamili dyan ng ilalagay natin. Same format lang para tulad kanina. Kung anong gusto natin i-add natin, tapos click lang din natin yung OK. Number 12. Integration with other Office applications. Embedding Excel data. Embedding Excel data in MS Word means incorporating an Excel spreadsheet or a specific part of it directly into your Word document. This allows you to represent data in a clear and organized manner within your document. Linking to PowerPoint. Linking a PowerPoint presentation to a Word document essentially creates a dynamic connection between the two files. Any changes made to the PowerPoint presentation will be reflected in the Word document, keeping your content synchronized. And for the next step is integration with other Office applications. First is embedding Excel data. First is punta lang tayo sa insert, tapos may makita tayo sa right top na object, click lang natin yung object, tapos muna tayo sa create from file, browse, tapos hanapin lang natin yung file na ginawa nyo na Excel, tapos click nyo lang, insert, tapos pagkatapos mapili, okay, tapos lalabas sa screen yung laman ng Excel. Ito. Yan. And for the next is linking to PowerPoint. Ganun lang din gagawin natin. Object, create from file, browse. Tapos punta lang ulit tayo kung saan nakasave yung file. Tapos insert lang natin. Sabay okay. So, wait lang natin mag-loading. Tapos, ayun. Lumabas na yung laman ng PowerPoint. Yun lang.